What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Other Gaming Channel. My name is AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are back with Vampyr. And guess what? I am sitting in my room, my recording studio, whatever you want to call it, and I don't feel like I'm going to die. It's finally cooled down outside. We just had some really bad weather, or really good weather. It's just been super freaking hot. So, whatever. Jesus. Either way, that's enough about my problems. Last video we found out that, actually, let's read this before oh, Jesus Christ, this is long. Alright. Dear brothers, I must now draw your attention to a very important point, the use of garlic as a protection against vampires. Let's be crystal clear on the subject. Garlic will never protect you against those creatures. No matter how fresh, how strong, and how smelly, garlic is totally useless as a defense. Yeah, especially if I was the vampire, I absolutely love garlic. I can never say enough how damaging that novel of Bram Stoker has been. Yes, of course, populations of Slavic countries place garlic cloves in coffins. Yes, of course, inhabitants of Santorini Island hang garlic on their windows. There would be so much to write about this place in someday soon. I hope to go back to this island to further explore its occult tradition. But that is not to protect the living from the devil. It is to tell the dead that they are aware of their malevolence. It is a symbol of nothing. It is a symbol, nothing more and nothing less. So please, by all means, yes, wear garlic, show garlic, hang garlic, and tell the shadows that you are not afraid. But if you are looking for supernatural protection, you will have to search much deeper into the forgotten secrets of the occult tradition. For here is the truth, my fellow brothers. Garlic does not repel vampires, but all the fresh plants will hurt them. It is as if their bodies could not stand the presence of botanical elements. I have seen an enraged vulp flee when whacked with a rose. Yes, a simple rose. I have witnessed a violent fall down and beg for mercy when struck by a wooden stake. I don't know why it is so effective, and I would give my left arm to find the answer to that mystery, but the truth remains. Nevertheless, vampires are very sensitive to fresh herbs, plants, and woods. From Facing the Shadows, How and Why, by Usher Taltree, primate of St. Paul. What was I saying? Alright, last video.
Damn. The pain. It's here again.
Alright, dude. I'm trying to talk here. Last video, we went to our sister's funeral, went to a church. We got attacked by a new vampire. He was very big and scary. We talked with what I believe was the vampire that created us, but it was kind of creepy in the way he talked to us. I still have some questions there. And then we found out that the hospital was attacked. Or it wasn't necessarily, it was kind of, I'm not entirely sure how it worked, but I'm not sure if the hospital itself was attacked by by Prewin, or it was all Sean Hampton, the pull this up. The Pillar of the Docks, this guy. Apparently he was infected. I think he's becoming a skull. So, yeah. We're gonna run through and dole out cures and whatnot.
Good evening, Mr. Elwood.
Evening, Dr. Reed.
Can you tell me anything about recent events at the hospital?
Before the shouts and the noises, I think I heard whispers coming from the stairs. 2 voices, maybe more.
Did you recognize the voices? What did they say?
I couldn't hear. Sounded like they were arguing or something.
Where were you stationed, sir? Did you serve for long?
I really don't want to talk about all this shit.
No offense. I was pushing too much. I served in France myself. I just wanted to know what happened to you.
You were an officer, weren't you? Then I doubt we fought the same war, sir. No offense.
How close are you to Miss Horcroft? Are you aware that she thinks she is a vampire?
To wait for her next nibble is the best reason to stay here. Every time she approaches my bed, she treats me like something tasty. A normal person.
Aren't you afraid? She may hurt you if the game goes too far.
She's quite harmless, I can assure you. Her head's broken inside is all. While I'm busted on the outside. But she's still beautiful. Living proof that there's hope for me.
So do you let her bite you? You know that's not sanitary.
And why not? She's only supping a few drops of my blood. And the pain, it's real for once.
She could decide to bite less willing patients.
Then it's another good reason for me to stay here, Doctor.
You do realize she's mentally disturbed. It's called the Cotard syndrome. She truly believes she's a vampire.
In her madness, she never refers to my scars. And frankly, if I could, I'd join her world. It seems much more fun than the real one.
That's a bleak outlook. I understand the bleak outlook, but still, damn. Let's see here. Yep, he's suffering from fatigue.
Not really. I think I caught something in this bloody hospital. I swear I'm dead, yet smiling inside, Dr. Reed.
As long as you remain here, I will make sure you don't have to worry about your health.
Don't think you can do much about it. Damage is done.
Yeah, so we're gonna walk around and talk to the people of the hospital, try and see if they have any information on what happened and all that. Because I for some reason I
Earth happened here.
I don't want to believe that Sean did this. I actually really like his character, and I'm hoping he's, you know, he didn't do it. Jeez. Let's talk to the crazy woman.
Good evening.
This is always fun.
How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Yeah, why don't you go over to talk to your friend?
Tell me, Thelma, why do you feel so attached to Mr. Elwood? Why him?
I'm not sure, Doctor. I think we have a bond of some sort. We've both suffered so much. He's the only mortal I find interesting.
Do you plan to make him a vampire too?
Of course not. How could I inflict my curse on anybody else? I'm not that cruel, Doctor.
Would you say you and Mr. Elwood are romantically involved?
No. No, Thomas is a delicate soul. Even though he disguises it. But I am not the woman he needs. No, for I am a vampire, Doctor.
Recent events.
Anything you can tell me about the recent commotion here?
Many things can happen under cover of night, Dr. Reed. But I took no part in this massacre.
But did you see or hear anything?
I can't say I did. But the smell of fresh blood almost made me faint, Doctor.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
Oh, okay then.
Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
I wish I could be sick again. My blood boil with the fever.
Alright, well, we gave him the medicine. Let's, like I said, let's just keep going through the hospital, see if we can... He said he heard a commotion by the stairs. Let's investigate around here. I highly doubt I'm going to find anything, but... You never know. I'm not seeing anything kind of like pop up and...
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Okay.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm fine, really. I just need to sleep.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Everybody's afraid. Death has always been a frequent visitor. But murder? How can we cope with that?
As a nurse at this hospital, it is your duty to deal with these things as best you can.
Yeah. Until it's my turn to have blood spread all over the walls. I entered the room first, Dr. Reed. I've seen what that monster did to the woman.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
God, man, that's depressing. I liked him. I have a very strong feeling we're gonna now have to go kill him. Alright, so we talked to her. There's something I came here... Oh, okay. I couldn't open that, so okay. Talk to her, talk to... Okay, we covered those three. Suffering from fatigue.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
We got all those.
Do you think Dr. Strickland has any chance of curing the Spanish flu by himself?
His wish to cure the sick is not driven by pride, but by an idealistic view about our mission here. Honestly, I don't know which is worse.
You consider him a good practitioner, yet you will not report his methods.
Strickland may be a rival, but I will not use dirty tricks or regulations to prove him wrong. We are doctors, not politicians.
Hey, you gotta respect him somewhat. Might be a bit of an ass, but he's honorable.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Nothing like this would have happened if we'd had enough staff and proper shifts.
So you don't think
What?
the blame is ours?
We all...
How would you stop the vampire?
Dr. Reed. Our methods may differ, but we are all trying to make a difference.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Yeah, there's some reasons for that.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
Excuse me. Okay, let's see here. Talk to her. We just gave Aykroyd medicine. We'll go out there and talk to him. Talk to Fiddick. We also have to go in there and talk to Beatrice and Mortimer.
Reads me like a book.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Nope, good there. Good there.
Please, tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital.
I heard Miss Jones call for help from her bedroom. There were some loud noises, like people fighting. All of a sudden, it went quiet. And then a nurse started screaming.
Do you know who the nurse was?
Not sure, but I think it was Nurse Hawkins.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, we already know that, and she wasn't really able to tell us anything.
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
And there you go. You're fine. Let's go in here and talk to these guys.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Nothing there. Nope. And recent
Tell me
events.
about the recent commotion in the hospital.
I had shouting coming from the first floor. I was asleep when it started.
I have to go now, sir,
Short and to the point.
but don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Nope. Good there. And... Oh, jeez, man. We have a...
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a disgrace. How on earth can patients be attacked in their own rooms?
That's... okay.
I have read your son's suicide note. It was not an impulsive gesture, nor was it his first attempt.
He threatened to kill himself a few times before. But I never thought he would dare to punish me this much.
Punish you? Why?
I've known for a long time he was not happy with his life. But I always hoped he cared enough to avoid making me suffer like this.
That's a really... I understand that thinking. I'm gonna get oddly personal as somebody who's dealt with these thoughts and dealt with it through therapy. That is something that you're told, you know, at least I've been told that, you know, oh, you know, what about your family? What about this? I'm like, oh, okay, not to be self-centered, but I mean, that's kind of a. I don't think that's the best approach to that kind of thing. I mean, it's just really weird to me that people always like, well, it affects me. Think of how it would affect other people.
Tell me more about what you know.
As you say, Mortimer had no reason to die. All he said to me was that he wanted to make the world a better place, but couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that. Like I said, like I've heard people say it kind of like she just did, which is very self-centered, and people saying that to other people in an attempt to help. And I don't think it works. I don't think that that's the best way to help somebody with that. And please, anybody who has those sort of thoughts or whatever, my little public service announcement: find somebody to talk to, be it therapy, be it a friend, a family member, whatever. Take it from somebody who's been there. Yeah.
Why
All right, back to the fun.
So useless when facing the world.
I think it was more that he
Excuse me, jeez.
facets of life. He couldn't help but dwell on such things.
What do you think he meant by making the world a better place?
Mortimer has always been a sensitive soul. He wouldn't talk to anyone for months after his father passed. It's like he carries everyone's sadness with him.
Do you realize your son could try to kill himself again? He might succeed next time.
I think about it every minute. But I won't stop fighting for my son's future. That's how much I love him.
Your determination is laudable, but you are in a state of denial, Mrs. Goswick. Your son has a very strong death wish.
How dare you talk to a mother like that? Talk to me like that?
I'm only trying to be honest, Mrs. Goswick. As painful as this fatal end may be for you, you have to accept this is a possibility.
No, I'll never accept it. If my son was to die under your care, well, you have no idea what I'm capable of, Dr. Reed.
I really don't like you.
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
Do you know you're the only one who's asked me this? No, I don't feel well, actually.
Despite what you think about this place, I can tell you with absolute certainty, taking this will help you recover.
Well, at least your reputation seems well deserved. Unfortunately, I can't say the same for this hospital.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
I thought being honest with her would,
Let you down, like me.
like I said, I thought being honest with her would be the correct dialogue option there. Apparently not.
Good evening, Dr. Strickland.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
I think he's healthy.
Did you know Dr. Ackroyd never reported your experimental research, despite the fact he doesn't agree with it?
Really? I didn't suspect he knew about my work. I must confess I am surprised.
Perhaps he thinks you should realize for yourself the danger of what you're doing.
See how condescending he can be? My God, he can be so irritating.
Alright, that's not necessarily what we were trying to get at, but whatever.
Can you tell me anything about the recent commotion in the hospital?
I'm sure it was not your fault, Dr. Reed.
My fault? What do you mean?
Oh, nothing. It's just... I heard it was you who brought the murderer inside our walls. But you couldn't know, could you?
Am I the only one who feels like that was a backhanded, kind of like a backhanded statement? You know, I was sitting here going, man, I really want to get back and play Vampyr because, you know, like the story was really picking up at the end of the last video, and then I start doing this and just slow everything back down. I find this stuff terribly interesting. I don't know about you guys. Nobody's talked to me in the comments, so I'm just kind of going at my own pace.
Can you tell me anything about recent events in the hospital?
Oh, goodness me. This whole story is such a shame, sir. I have no idea how it happened.
What are you talking about?
Poor Miss Jones. Her body is missing. Someone stole it.
What, someone took the body?
Miss Jones's body has gone missing.
Yes. The body was brought here this morning, and now it's gone.
Who could have stolen a corpse?
That's exactly what I asked myself for the whole day. Who could do such a thing? These are terrible and shameful times, Dr. Reed.
And
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company, even if the quiet can be appreciated.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
I can't get a solid read on this guy. Well, like he's stealing from dead bodies, but then at the same time, I don't know. I still he's got a very interesting outlook on life. Like I said, I kind of go back and forth on that guy. Yeah, we talked to them. We have Ashbury, and we talked to Goswick. Obviously, we'll talk to her in a second. Outside, we have Pippa Hawkins and...
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Good there, and... Ooh.
Admit it. Nurse Hawkins is more than your lover. She's also your partner in crime.
Of course she is. How else could I tell which bed is free? I need to know that.
Have you no shame?
Don't you see this city is crumbling down? Today, people are ready to pay to get a hospital bed. Tomorrow, we may be fighting for food.
What can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
Someone killed Miss Jones in her room, and Mr. Hampton's gone missing. Doesn't take a genius to piece it together.
You don't seem shocked by any of this.
Why should I be? Whoever did this must be long gone by now. And besides, he got rid of the old bag.
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm afraid I do. Like everyone in this hospital. It's a sad state of affairs when even the hospital workers are worried about disease.
Our job brings us into contact with all kinds of infections, Milton. There's no shame in being ill while you're in a hospital.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. I get the feeling you don't fall sick often.
Yeah, well, I'm technically not even alive anymore. So...
Goodbye, Milton.
It's kind of a push. Alright, we got Clay Cox, Nurse Brannigan, Tippett. I feel like I'm missing somebody. Cox, Tippett. Oh yeah, the those two guys that hang out. I don't know where they are. Yeah, I figured that Lady Ashbury. That's new dialogue. Skitty-diddly-doo, Newton Blunt. Yeah, Newton Blunt and Thatcher. I don't know. I can't tell where they are. Oh, there they are. All right.
Good evening, Doctor.
You know, I'm surprised that the drug addict isn't unhealthy in this this moment. He's doing just fine.
Can you tell me anything about the recent commotion in the hospital?
It's a tragedy, pure and simple. The hospital is meant to be a safe haven to all. We failed the people who trusted us with their care.
Do you think I should not have brought Mr. Hampton back here?
It's not your fault. You rescued that poor soul. It was the Christian thing to do. but we should have noticed his instability.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
I checked him, right? He's healthy. All right. Nurse Brannigan got away. Like Cox, Pepper Hopkins. What are they doing? Oh, having a smoke break. All right. What are you doing over here, Clay? How you doing? You're healthy? All right, good for you.
Can you tell me about the recent commotion in the hospital?
All I know is I ain't letting anyone rip my throat out in my sleep. I found myself a nice play, Doc. I'm ready.
Oh, you creepy bastard.
Now, Mr. Cox.
Yeah, after I think it's this guy, and then it's
Hello again, Mr. Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Nurse Brannigan, and then we'll talk to Ashbury before we head over to the docks. That's the... Okay, nothing there. He's healthy.
Bye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself. Good evening.
Evening, Doc.
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck them all.
Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Try...
We can't heal him because he has a headache, and we do not have a... we don't have a cure for that. Like I said, it's Brannigan especially, yeah, because she's also suffering from fatigue. I think that's the last one. Last, recovering. Good. Yep, she's the last one that I need to talk to.
If only I were young again. Just a dozen years.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Alright, so no questions about the,
Do you require medical...
what happened?
I will be fine. As soon as I can get some sleep.
Nurse, you won't be able to help people if you're sick. Take this, and do try to get some rest.
I'll try, Dr. Reed. Thank you.
Goodbye, nurse.
Alright, next time I rest, that should really help out the health of the district. And now let's get on with the actual quest.
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my eyes. Poor woman. Butchered by some savage scowl.
Can we share this meal?
I'm afraid I'm at least partially responsible. The man, the Scal, I brought him here.
Jonathan, how could you say such a thing?
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
Anyone else feel like there's a little thing going on between them? I just lost my train of thought. I mean, there's a thing between them, but I also had another thought that just in and out. Oh, I've been mispronouncing skull this entire time. I've been calling it skull, not a
I
scowl.
was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating
Sorry.
I had to obey the
Weird
law
tangent.
of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
Yeah.
He was bigger than a man, huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
And holy symbols.
A certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols, or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Alright, there we go. I was wondering why he said he couldn't enter the church in the last video.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Is this a sign? A hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
That's a
Thank you.
Nice way to look at things.
I hope to see you again soon.
All right, question to anybody, to people who've been really kind of keeping up with me in this series. What do you guys think of the lore that this series has created so far? Honestly, I'm digging it. I think it's structured very well. I think overall, I'm liking the characters. It took a little bit to really kind of get into the story, but now that we're really in it, I'm liking it more and more.
Crush the leech!
Oh shit. I mean, I think there's some definite pacing weirdness. There's definitely some weird pacing in this game. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that you can just run around the hospital in all these areas and just talk to people.
Put an end to you! Bloody leech! Take a breath of this!
Stop that! There we go. Yeah, I don't wanna go into the West End yet. It's Jesus. Alright, there's apparently they're super close, and then there's the zoom is a little odd. What was I talking about before I got into that fight? Oh, right, this game's, where the fuck was I going? I'm all turned around. Yeah, overall, I think the story itself, it's intriguing. I think that they're really creating a lore in here. I mean, a lot of it kind of comes from a lot of other vampire lore and myth and whatnot. But overall, I mean, it's solid. I can tell that a lot of thought was put into this game and in the world they created here. And I'm definitely interested to see where it goes.
Have no fear, brothers! Have faith, brothers! The power of the Lord commands you!
Stop hitting me with your hole.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. There must be more.
Jeez, the frame rate is absolutely bugging me. I'm not sure if I need to run an update or what's going on. I'll check that after this video. Because it's really starting to bug me. God, I hate when they just get in that shot with the torch. Ah. Oops. Thought I had my stake out and I just ended up shooting people. Jeez. Sorry for the coughing. Ah, get it, coffin is the... And this game's about vampires. That was unintentional, but I liked it. I don't know why anybody still watches this channel. You know, I'll tell you guys the same thing I told my ex-girlfriend. I'm sorry, I'm such an insufferable human being. Ah. I think all that's left is a dude with a crossbow. There you are. Damn it. You know, I think the sequence that's about to come up was some preview material that they actually showed of this game. I'd be totally wrong, but I feel like I remember this upcoming little bit. I know I covered it on the channel at some point in time when I was, you know, really excited for this game before its launch. Take that. Ooh, a bunch of screws and grease. Gross. Let's see here. Gunner. Executioner. We'll just, damn it. Stop that. Whoa, that is not nice words. What is it? Can I open, haha. Yeah, let's ah, damn it, there's red blood. That means there's a there's either like a safe house or a side mission around here, so let's get into this fight. I have to scratch my nose. Got it. I feel like that always happens to me, like, right as I'm leading into combat. I'm like, of course I have to scratch my nose at this exact moment. There's usually not blood prints like this if that's not something important. Oh, well, there we go. So there's a civilian in some sort of danger. Crap. Jesus! My timing is way off. There we go.
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Pah! I'm not afraid of these guards of Priwen, or whatever these thugs call themselves. I can still kick some respect into those youngsters.
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but are you really after these men? Why?
They took my boy! I've had no news since he joined that crazy gang. So I decided to come and find him myself, to get some answers.
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk if you stay here. And I'm not referring to the gangs either. You should leave, sir.
Well, this part of town used to be nicer, let's say. Perhaps you're right. This isn't the best way to save Andrew.
Okay, well, looks like there's not much else we can do to talk with this guy. I'm gonna guess he's gonna... Alright, investigation succeeded, aren't we? Great. We're over here, so we might as well explore a tad. Or, you know, just hang out here because, you know, that's the safest option. Dear mother, whatever happens to me, always remember that your son loves you. I know you did not always approve of the way I chose to live my life, but I won't change. I was born and raised in this part of town, and I just can't stand what is happening to my neighborhood, to people we know. I recently made a terrible decision. I decided to strike back against the tyranny of a few. I know that they will retaliate, but I'm ready for whatever comes. Thanks to you, I've always loved to read. Now that I am about to take action, I can only quote Etienne de la Bottie. I don't know. They only seem tall because we're on our knees. I won't kneel anymore, Mother. Goodbye, my beloved mother, Jack.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Right, well, we'll look into that in a some other time. I promised that we were gonna get into some main stuff, and I keep getting distracted. This is the problem when I play RPGs, guys. I cannot go in a straight line. Jeez. Alright, so I can go up here. Yeah, this should work. Oh, crap. Not sure who saw me.
Hypocrites, all of them.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
Fine, shitty evening.
I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
Well, actually, we have a treatment for the
Do
cold.
you require medical assistance?
That's something I didn't expect to hear again. A doctor concerned with the health of his patients. Yeah. I could use some help. On several matters, in fact.
I don't know which kind of doctor you're used to dealing with, but it's a doctor's purpose to heal people.
And is it your purpose as well, Mr. Reed? I would say it's a convenient way for gaining people's trust.
Let's get to know this dude.
Tell me about this part of town.
A shithole filled with maggots. Liars and thieves, all of them.
Are you thinking about someone in particular?
Nope. Hate them all. Especially petty, whining little shitbag beggars.
Man after my own heart. Hate everybody.
Is there no one who deserves your leniency then?
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent bloke. At least, unlike most maggots, he knows how to listen without opening his trap.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though I don't treat her so good.
You seem upset. Is something bothering you?
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless idiot.
Sometimes it's hard to be a good son.
I just want her to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Alright, personal questions. Can't get those without hints. Alright.
Any chance you can help me find Sean Hampton?
The sad saint. Why would you talk to that cunt?
Actually, that's confidential.
Really? Well, go ask someone else then. I'm sure Tom Watts will gladly answer you.
Goodbye, Mr. Fishburne.
Glad I could try to help you at least. Yeah, how do we get inside this bar? Ah, there it is.
Mark my words. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire.
Oh, please, dear God, be Ichabod Crane. Please, dear God, be Ichabod Crane.
And hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
I like this guy. He makes me laugh.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back. Never mind in fancy togs.
I'm much more myself than when we first met. By the way, I'm Jonathan, Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor. I'm Sabrina Cavendish. How can I help you?
Alright, well, I guess, yeah, now we can actually maybe talk to her.
About this area?
Like last
I
time.
appreciate that line of questioning round here. You best be more careful with what you say, sir.
You look concerned, Miss Cavendish.
This is a bad borough. Most people I know are afraid. Most locals will rob you blind, or worse. You best mind your step.
So you and your friends all feel in danger? No exceptions?
Tom's the only exception I've come across until now. But he's not like everybody else.
This place seems, how shall I put it, very colorful. I'm sure it has plenty of stories to tell.
We get people of all sorts here. It's that rare place in the docks where you can have a drink without being murdered. At least it's not happened
That's
yet.
rare.
So this bar is neutral territory then?
Yeah. Tom's convinced this is something the locals need. No one ever draws a weapon here. That's one of the reasons I accepted the job.
Your boss must be quite the negotiator to force such an agreement.
Yeah. Tom's a great bloke. Mr. Hampton, who runs the night asylum, he's the only other man that's able to keep peace around here.
Excuse my curiosity, but where exactly are you from, Miss Cavendish?
Something bothering you? What, my name? Or my complexion?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of birth or the color of their skin.
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun of me. Just you, Tom, Dyson, Miss Fishburne, and of course Mr. Hampton.
I'm sorry if I worried you. I was just curious to find out if you know this part of town well.
Nosy. My dad was a sailor from Bombay, and my mum was a maid born up in Glasgow. They got married in London. And here I am.
Alright, no hints. She's healthy.
Miss Cavendish,
Sean
are you
Hampton.
willing to help me locate Sean Hampton?
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer me directly?
We respect the privacy of our customers here, sir. Only Tom can decide who to speak to and what he'll say to them.
Goodbye.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna talk before I go on. I'll talk to other people at I'll do another video and walk around talking to all the people in this district. But I before I focus solely on the main story, and yes, I will do that after I talk to this guy, because I want to know this guy's story.
Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton.
That's a name.
Vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist. And they're close.
Closer than you'd think.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'd like to hear more about these vampires you're hunting.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
I don't like the way you talk, dude. You sound like a pompous jackass. Granted, I feel like I do too sometimes, but...
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. And they also
2 out of 3, at least.
Without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Okay, see, I've actually been wondering if they were actually going with the whole can't enter unless being invited. I'm not sure if I've seen a situation where he's tried to enter a house uninvited.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
Oh, I am in.
If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
Crazy man.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwen?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
I think that's a fairly good
Goodbye.
descriptor.
And good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
So I feel like Reed was talking to him, kind of like the, hey, this guy's crazy. Let's ask him questions and then just let him go off. And then you just laugh.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight? Back to the docks, are we?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
All right. Yeah, we could ask this, but like I said, I'll do that in a future video. I'm not going to get sidetracked anymore.
It's possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened to him as a baby.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. It would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him. Quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
All right, let's find him.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time.
Yeah, there we go. I was waiting for my compass to pop back up. Okay. So I should head down here and, yeah, we'll, I don't know, warp or poof or whatever you want to call that. Jeez. Again, I gotta check for some. I gotta check for an update or something, because.
See them fancy clothes?
Yeah, we're just gonna. I'm just gonna go over here. All right. Well, looks like we aren't gonna have that option. Oh God, that's not fun. I think took out like half my health in one shot. Oh, I'm screwed. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Jeez, I'm giving 8 levels to this thing. Oh my god, we won that. I can't believe we won that.
This is despicable. Seems like the guard of Prewen is on Shoalhampton's trail too.
Want some of this?
Oh, this will be fun. Okay. He's got no he doesn't have any like super strong immunities. But he's still he's got a little bit of that's the big rub. He's at least got resistances against ranged and melee. There we go. Words are hard.
All of you crush the leech, boys! I'll send you to hell.
God.
All of you need killing.
It's the stupid flamethrower that's keeping me on my...
Die, beast!
I need to pull in some more blood.
killing's all you deserve. I'll send you back in a fucking bag.
Hey, how come these guys are kind of like standing in the middle of a flamethrower, just like burning shit, and they're fine, and I'm getting hit? Bullshit.
Lost the leech, boys! Die early! Burn it! All of you bloody leeches need killing.
Put that move on him. Boom. I was able to get the, I was able to get the boss with the special. We picked up, I think we picked up a new pistol. So we have our good revolver, common pistol Parabellum. Bigger magazine, drops that. Fire rate and damage go down. Let's take a look at 56, and I'll do 90 at level 3. Yeah, that's. I think we just focus on upgrading that one because as we
are deep, the result of rabid rage. If this is Sean's doing, he's become a murderous beast.
Yeah, if we focus on upgrading that pistol, it'll be a lot better than our little revolver. I guess we gotta go this way. Okay, up and we deal with Prewin. Down we deal with the skull. Prewin wins. Ah, you little piece of crap.
Oh, Christ!
Did you just say, yell, I'm Christ? I don't think I'm keeping enough of an eye out for
This is no place for you, sir.
for hideouts. Do we know about this one? No, we don't. Okay, sweet.
Go back home.
There we go. Oh, yeah, that's a, you know, that's just a corpse on a bed. Thought we found a new safe house. No, but I think we found something cool.
Are you certain you're not lost, sir? You seem quite a stranger to these parts.
I picked up some shotgun shells. I cannot speak right now.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Do you need any help?
Rest assured, I will help you, sir. Martin Nightingale, at your service. Please, take a look at my wares.
Shop owner.
Merchandise. I don't really see anything worth having. No offense.
None taken, sir. But please, I need to eat. Perhaps if you keep looking, you'd see something that takes your fancy.
Alright, he's healthy. Again, we could... Is this his watch? how do we know it's... Okay, it's either sell it to someone or bring it to a... Okay, no, we're not gonna sell it like that. No, well, that's not who we are.
For Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
He's a caretaker for the poor, is he not?
Something like that, yes.
Sorry, I don't know where he is.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Again, we'll drop by and talk to him again some other time. Keep following the blood. Well, there's a blood trail leading up here, leading me to believe this is a something important here. But I do not believe there is. Well, I guess we found a workaround. I don't know. Alright, I'm getting lost back here. Okay, so it'll be up and around the corner.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. May I have your attention for a minute?
Good evening, sir. My name is Giselle Paxton, but I don't have time for men like you.
Have we met before?
No, but I just need to look at your fancy clothes to know that you must be desperate to visit the docks at night.
That's quite judgmental of you.
Sir, I've led enough strikes when I had a job to identify you as an enemy of the working class.
Oh, great, a communist.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
What is it you want? Does he owe you money? Has he displeased your Royal Highness? I'm no snitch, Mr. Fancy.
No, we believe he's committed a murder.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Ugh.
Everything right, Mum?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Can I help you?
A fancy doctor lurking at night by the docks? Not fishy at all.
And what about you? Working outside at night in this dangerous part of town?
You want to know my secret? I'm trying to earn money. And I'm Lottie Paxton, by the way.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me?
Mr. Hampton must be in his office at the night asylum he manages, I suppose. Why do you want to see him?
He was a patient of mine at the Pembroke Hospital, but he left abruptly.
I see.
Yeah, after supposedly murdering somebody.
Dedicated man. I'm sure you'll find him soon enough.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Come now, Lottie. There's still much work to do.
There we go. Found you, Sean.
Why the long face, Doctor?
Jesus.
Is it all that worries you, Sean? My long face? Really?
This is a blessing for me to become a Skal. Immortality gives me more time and energy, if truth be known, to run a shelter. What more could I want?
Since you left Pembroke, the amount of blood that has been shed, it's hard to believe you, Sean.
Ask what you will. As the Lord is my shepherd, I will not speak a lie to you.
Aren't you afraid of what you've become?
We are blessed, Doctor. Can't you see it? The Lord has made us able to walk amongst the plague and aid those that need it.
Do you think this is a blessing when God's own house and holy symbols repel you?
If that is your burden, Doctor, so be it. But I do not fear the cross, nor am I forced to take the life of another. My kind doesn't share your imperfections.
But you must drink blood now to survive.
No, not your scripture. Whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. So saith the Lord. I only need to eat flesh, no blood.
So why does this guy, now that he's just become a Skal, I think it's Scale is how it's pronounced, why is it that he knows more about vampire, like, society than we do?
Why return here?
This is my home. These people are my flock. You will always find me where I am needed.
Wonders never cease. Skal managing an asylum.
And what of you? A vampire doctor? Meals laid out before you. Yet you restrain.
And what about William Bishop? He tried to take care of you. But this hunger, this thirst, cannot be restrained.
Alas, poor William. He had a good soul, but was weak in spirit. He could not shake the thirst for booze, never mind blood. But have faith. My will is far stronger than his.
Why did you kill Miss Jones at the Pembroke Hospital?
Killed old Harriet? You must be mad, Doctor. Why would I do such a thing?
So you claim Miss Jones' death was not by your hand, nor the other incidents at Pembroke?
Though Harriet was an angry, spiteful woman, she was one of God's creatures. I have nothing but love for all he has made.
But you were close to her?
Of course. But she was lost, separated from the fold. She did not see the hand of the divine in my blessed condition.
People have been murdered. I've seen the blood. I don't believe you can be trusted.
Have a little faith, Doctor. If you will follow, I will guide you to the light.
How do you plan to do that?
Take this key of the old sewers. The entrance is by the riverbank, south from here. There you'll find all the proof you need.
I will not look kindly on you if you're trying to trick me.
I'll be here when you return. If you still think I'm a threat then, well, I'll surrender myself to your judgment.
Give a dog a bad name. Okay. Get my way. I'm searching your safe. Alright guys, we'll actually call this one here. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember, you can always find me over on Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links, all that stuff is down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment. If you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more next time, but until then, my name's AJ Gels. This is the Vampyr Gaming channel. You can pause and read this if you'd like. I'm out.